Alright, is GDPR on your mind? If yes, then well, today I'm here to help you. My name is Sudaljit and I'm from Technic Force, and today I want to show you WP Fix, the magical plugin that is going to make you 100% GDPR compliant and is going to make sure that your business is protected. So I've got the plugin set up on my computer, and when I go to WP Fix, in the index screen, I can see exactly how compliant I am. So when you actually install the plugin for the first time, all of this will be non-compliant. So you have to set up each section one at a time. It's not really very crazy difficult. I'm going to show you exactly how, but I have gone ahead and set up most of them. Only two of the requirements I haven't set up: the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. And once I set them up too, they will be green too. And once all of the bars are green, you know that you are 100% GDPR compliant. So let's go and take a look at each of the sections. The first is the cookie consent requirement, which means you need to show your visitors a little notification telling them that you are tracking cookies, and it's just a notification. You don't need to get their agreement to it. You need to notify them that your website is tracking cookies. So let's go ahead and set it up. So over on the top of the plugin, you will see all of these tabs. We've got 7 tabs. We are covering 7 key requirements to GDPR: cookie consent, terms and conditions policy, privacy policy, right to be forgotten requirement, data access requirement, data breach notifications, and data rectification requests. We actually handle all of them. So let's get started with cookie consent. Let's go to cookie consent and set it up. Click on cookie consent. And here you can see your little cookie consent message box. You can actually write what message you want to give, what message you want to send your visitors. Now we have a default message here. If you don't want to change anything, you can just leave it there. Then we also have a way to display and change the setup of your cookie. So if you want to change the text color, you want to make it something that is suitable to your site, you can do it. You can change the background color. You can actually decide where you want the box, the cookie consent box, to appear. You can decide how much distance you want from the border of the website, border of the web browser, and you can also decide what you want to display on the button. So it can be okay, it can be thanks, I understand, whatever you want. And if you want any custom CSS, if you are a programmer who wants to implement custom CSS on the buttons or anywhere else, you can put it here, and that's going to work too, but that's not really required. I'm going to go ahead now and show the cookie box on all of the pages. Of course, I can decide what pages I want to show them on, and typically you would want to show it on all pages. If you don't know what you're doing, if you can't decide, put it on all pages, because you want to be 100% compliant with GDPR every time. Click on save settings, and here's the test website. When I refresh it, now I will see the cookie consent box. So here's my cookie consent box set up with white background, black text, and the little OK button. So all your visitors will see this when they browse your website. Once they click OK, it won't be shown to them again, using cookies, of course. So this is the cookie consent requirement met on WP GDPR Fix. Now let's go to terms and conditions. So here we are on the terms and conditions page, and GDPR actually asks you to make sure that your users accept the terms and conditions. It cannot be just a page where they can read it. They have to expressly accept and show their consent to the terms and conditions. And with WP GDPR Fix, you can do that. You've got some options: redirect signed in users to terms page. So when people sign in, they're shown the terms page. If you say yes, they will be shown the terms page until they say yes. They cannot move on to the rest of your content. And if you show the terms page to the people who are not signed in, if you click yes, they will be taken to the page till they actually consent. And you have to have the version policy of the terms and conditions. Every time the version changes, every time you make a modification to the terms and conditions, just come here and change the version in some way, and they will be asked to consent again. Then you can select the terms and conditions page. So if it's this one, for example, I've got a couple of pages set up. If it's this one, just select it, and the plugin will redirect the people who are visiting your sites to this page. And after they accept the terms and conditions, you can choose to redirect them to any of your pages that you have on your website, the home page of the website, the last page they were on, or if you don't want to redirect them at all, you can do that. And when all of that is done, click save settings, and when you go to the index again, you will find that the TNC requirement is also met. And the privacy policy works just the same as the terms and conditions. You can redirect your signed in users or the users who haven't signed in your WordPress account. You can have a policy version which will force your users to accept the policy every time you upgrade. You will be able to select which is the privacy policy page and where to redirect the users. And once you set up the privacy policy page, you click on save settings, and on the index you are compliant. So that way you have to gain, once you see all the green bars, you are 100% compliant. Let's look at the other screens too. Let's look at the other sections too. Then we've got the right to be forgotten. This is the page where you can set up your right to be forgotten settings. You will need to set up an email subject that you will send people when their data is forgotten or when you've deleted them. This is your admin email from where the mail will go. And you have the option to reassign the user's post. If the user is a contributing member of your platform who's made any posts, you can either reassign them to any specific user you want, or if you want to delete them, you can delete them too. And click on save settings. This will save the settings. And all the requests that you get will be shown over here. You can see action points. So you've got the options. You can either forget requested data with just a click. You can see the requested data, or you can remove the request if you want. If you think this is not a legitimate case, you can remove it. And this is where people can actually file the request. So you've got this request form, and this is the test blog that we have, but this is going to match your theme when you implement it on the final website. And you have data access requests. You can make three kinds of requests. You can make data access requests, which means you can ask for a copy of data that the website has about you, your user that is. And they can also file a request to forget data about them. They can ask to forget their WordPress comments, their posts, or any other data that you might have on them, and just put in their email ID. So if they have registered on your website with some email ID, they'll put it in and tell you what kind of data they want you to forget. Click on submit, and you will get this request inside of your own WordPress admin. So you can see that my request is filed right over here. I can delete the data that they have asked for just by clicking the checkbox. I can view the data they've asked for by clicking the view requested data, or I can delete the request themselves. And once the data is deleted, I can decide what message I want to send them. You can type out the message right over here. And once you click save settings, the settings will be changed. If you delete the data, a confirmation mail will be sent to them informing them that the data is deleted, and of course the data will be deleted from your WordPress completely. And this is where you actually honor data access requests. So you've got your admin email here, and you can type in a mail subject when a notification is sent to your users with the data that they've requested. You can select what subject you want to send them. You can also select a little message. You can type in a little message that you want to send them along with the data. And you can again send the data with just one click. Send requested data, they will get it. Or if you want to view the requested data yourself, you can click on the view requested data button over here. So this is all the data that we have on the said user. It's all there in the tabular format. We've got some JSON too, and it will be sent to the users in a format that they can read, just like the one we have here. And when you click on send requested data, the data will be sent to them along with the message and the mail subject that you selected. Finally, we have the data breach notification system. So whenever there is a breach in your database, or if there is a breach in your website and you want to inform your users about it, you can use this form. You can put in a mail subject that you want. You can put in a notice that you want, maybe a letter telling them how the breach occurred and whatever, and then save settings so the mail and everything will be sent. And anytime you want to send a data breach notification, click here. It'll show you all the users on your website who are registered, all the people who will be sent out the notification, and then you can simply click on the button send data breach notification to send the notification to them. It's pretty easy, and the mail will be sent. And finally, you have data rectification. This is where people will actually will ask to rectify the data. If there is any data on them that you have that is incorrect, they can ask you to rectify it. And again, it's the same system. You will have an admin email, a mail subject, and you can put in a little message from your side which will tell them how your data is rectified. And finally, the little grid where you can see the data rectification request that they've made. Click on view request data, and it will show you what data they want corrected. So if it's an email ID, what is the new email ID that they have, or whatever. And when you click on the checkbox over here, the data will be automatically fixed and the person who's requested the rectification, they'll be notified. This is the most comprehensive system to get GDPR compliance. It gives you compliance on all 7 key points, and there's nothing similar in the market that's as comprehensive as this or as easy to use. The Pro version will also have ready-made privacy policy pages and terms and conditions policy laid out for you that you can just plug in and save your time and effort. So this is something that your business really needs right now. Get WP GDPR fix, conform to the GDPR requirements, and protect your business.